This song is my love letter to try to make the whole world better. We can't keep going down this road. It only makes this place a little colder when we carry hate on our shoulder. But we can learn to love if we let it go. We gotta be weightless. We gotta be hateless. We gotta be. See, it's about time for a wake-up call. There's a war in the high school halls. Tell me, how can we be so blind? The saddest story told is when a young boy...
The media awards are very important because journalists are telling stories about the unthinkable, and people have to realize out in society the dangers to their children, and it's our journalists who tell the stories, the individual cases about victims of sexual exploitation that make parents aware, and children as well, of the dangers that are out there so they can protect themselves. We don't want to be in the dark about this crime.
Before I started working on this story, I had no idea there was this institution near Halifax, the Nova Scotia Home for Colored Children. And yes, it's still called that today. And it's been around since the turn of the last century. For decades, government social workers documented abuse allegations at the home, yet they were never fully investigated.
For so long, the Home for Colored Children and the victims of that oppressive environment, no one would listen to them until we came along and W5 said, we're doing a story and we're going to look at this and take a hard look.
I find it all the more rewarding to win this prize here in Manitoba with a story on sexual abuse, because it's here in Winnipeg that I was first made aware of sexual abuse committed by clergymen.
Je trouve que c'est important de reconnaître ce document-là parce que même si ça remonte à plusieurs années, il y a encore aujourd'hui des jeunes qui subissent des abus et en parler, c'est jamais trop. Il faut continuer à le faire.
Something is ripped from you as you watch this, and you watch it again the second time, the third time to evaluate it properly. There is a price to pay, but it's a good price because it's a very important oeuvre.
The Canadian Centre for Child Protection has supported Beyond Borders Media Awards for so many reasons. Over the last few years, we have felt it's been so important in terms of raising awareness, including media, in the important conversations about why child sexual exploitation is an important issue.
Winning the award is a bit bittersweet. It is quite an honor to be recognized by Beyond Borders, but it's such a sad and tragic story to be acknowledged for.
Let's welcome to the stage now from Montreal, the French print winner, Isabelle Haché of La Presse, for her piece about sex tourism and the vulnerability of teens during major events such as Grand Prix.
En parlant avec tous les gens qui sont impliqués de près ce problème-là, en fait, un peu fâchés du fait qu'on n'en parle pas assez, il y a trop de tolérance. Donc, je pense que vraiment, il y avait une espèce de besoin de tous ces gens-là de parler de ça et de l'exposer au grand jour et de dire aux gens, réveillez-vous, il y a quelque chose qui se passe.
Advocacy is often pain-driven. It's done by people who've been abused sexually or their children have become victims of sexual exploitation. And if we don't honor them, we might lose their voice, and they might not know how much their voice has made an impact for other children to prevent this type of crime.
To be the recipient of the Rosalind Prober Advocacy Award is bittersweet for me, because I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for what my daughter did and what had happened to her and how she tried to advocate for herself but couldn't. And so I am now her voice, and to be given this award is a huge honor to show that I have been on the right path.
It will always be, to me though, more importantly, a reminder of all the wonderful people that we've met since our daughter's death, how Beyond Borders and the Canadian Centre for Child Protection, how they have supported us. I could never put into words how thankful I am for that. It's touched my life, it's changed my life.
The one thing that brings me here to Beyond Borders is they draw a line in the sand, and I hold them in the highest regard, because people who draw lines in the sand say, no more, stop right now. or you're going to deal with realities.
Across Canada, you've seen a change in the way journalists use language when they're talking about sexually exploited children. You will no longer see children in prostitution referred to as kiddie hookers. You will no longer see the words kiddie porn. You will now call it child abuse imagery. And that's how the media have evolved, and that's why we honor them.
I said, sing it out, sister and brothers, join your hands.